I wonder what trench warfare is. Trench warfare was where one side and another side, they were at war. So they dug trenches in the ground, then they got in the trenches. Then they shot at each other. If the general decided to, they'd tell the people to get up out of the trenches and run across the area that wasn't dug. The enemy would sit there with their guns and shoot them.
That's really interesting. You know, I feel like I'm stupid.
You said it, not me.
That's World War I propaganda. What is propaganda?
Propaganda is the spread of information designed to win support for a cause.
That's interesting. I wonder if I could do that.
Yeah, you could.
I could?
You could.
Sweet!
Well, in June 1917, the U.S. finally entered the war. It took 3 years, though.
It took 3 years? Are you kidding me?
No. It took 3 years to get into the war.
Jeez. Franz Ferdinand was assassinated. Franz Ferdinand was assassinated. Who is Franz Ferdinand?
Well, on June 28th of 1914, in the Bosnian city of Sarajevo, a Serbian nationalist assassinated Archduke Franz Ferdinand.
That's very interesting.
I love saying the name. Franz.
Sure.
A Wonderful World, what is a military draft?
The military draft was like the Navy, but only men in the ages between 21 and 30 could register. If you were drafted, you had to go unless religious views were against it. It took a while to get out of the draft. If you were only a child, they would draft you, but probably would not be selected. This is different from today because there is no longer a draft. You just volunteer. Native Americans volunteer for the Navy.
You know, that's cool. Yeah. The World Century Down told us that.
They did.
That's just cool.
Conference and Treaty of Versailles.
Don't know.
How would you say it?
Go. At the Conference of Paris and the Treaty of Versailles, Wilson wanted to lead the American delegation during the peace conference in Paris. After the difficult negotiations, the Allies came to an agreement. The Treaty of Versailles dealt severely with Germany. The Treaty of Versailles called for the creation of an international organization to be called the League of Nations. This was signed on June 28, 1919. Pause.
That was interesting.
Very. I like how she just disappeared.
Yeah, so.
Toodles. Well, where people died, it was very sad. 8 million died during battle. 2 million died because of illness. And 21.2 million were wounded.
That sucks.
It cost us over 22 billion to be in the war. It was horrible. Made it right. The Paris Treaty and the thing of Versailles.
Yeah.
Yeah, that. And it
You
mentioned
guys talking about the League of Nations?
Yeah.
Well, I can tell you about that.
Really?
Yeah, I do. It happens to be the Treaty of Versailles required the League of Nations to be created. destroy and punish any nation that broke the peace.
You know, the punish part is that's kind of true.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is pretty.
We're gonna be on the third day now.
Bye.
That's kind of crazy. You know, America was in the war.
So was Russia.
Really?
Did you know they left it? I don't know why though.
I don't know. I wonder why.
Can someone tell me why Russia left the war? I think
Russian,
this
the government that is new, that had replaced this historic struggle to keep up the war effort by the Russian army was exhausted. Too many soldiers destroyed from the front lines. By July, German troops were driving deep into Russia. Under the leadership of Vladimir Lenin, intended to set the Russian on the road to communism and economic. The politics system based on himself embraced the ideas of the German thinker Karl Marx, who predicted that the workers around the world would unite, overthrow the ruling classes. Lenin's first order was to pull Russia out of the war. On March 1918, Russia and Germany signed a peace agreement called the Treaty of Brest-Litovsk. It transferred 30% of Russia's territory to Germany. The peace in the Western Front. The peace in the East was a huge setback to the Allies. It allowed the German army to shift 40 divisions to the Western Front. The stage was now set for the crucial
showdown.
That's even better than a normal showdown.
Exactly.
Because it's crucial.
I wonder what trench warfare is.
That was where the two enemy sides, they dug trenches in the ground. Then they got in the trenches and they shot at each other. And if the general decided to, they tell the people to get out of the trenches, run across. Ask what propaganda is.
I want you for US. That is World War I propaganda. I wonder what that is. What is World War?
Hang on. Pause it, Bree.
I want you for USR. That's World War I propaganda. It is propaganda. Okay.
Going next.
I think we're gonna go up here.
Guys, I'm recording on accident.
What did you do that for?
Ferdinand. Who is that? He was assassinated. Who's Franz Ferdinand? Ferdinand was assassinated. Who is Franz Ferdinand? Who was assassinated?
Yep. On June 20th. On June 28th, 1914.